Hello, I'm Ellery. I'm preparing to travel. I'm going to Ireland for 3 weeks to a month. And then I will be going to Gabon. For 2 months. I've checked out this book, The Edge of Africa. A lot of amazing photographs of Gabonese national parks. Gabonese wildlife. Do you want to know the names of these things? We've got the Shama Cleo Waney here on the right. The Pelusios Marani. Shama Cleo Delepsis right here. And the Mehelda Poenesis down. All in Gabon. When I'm there, I'm largely going to be living in a village, not visiting these national parks. I'm going to see if I can get a field trip. I'm going to be chaperoned by Mugenda, the shaman, and his family. We've got the Osteolaemus tetripsis and the Theorius Kiralandi. What I like to do on this channel is I like to read. So on the previous pages, those were males of the forest-dwelling Owen's chameleon. That was a male of the Kamacleo Owene. They have 3 facial horns, 2 protruding from above the eyes and a 3rd from the nose. Note how the specimen tries to position itself behind the branch, still keeping a wary eye on the camera. In French, page précédente à gauche. Les caméléons d'un mâle ont 3 cônes faciales du soutien à dessous des yeux, un trésemé sur les nez. Notez la manière dont ces caméléons se cachent derrière la branche, tout en gardant un œil inquiet sur l'objectif. Pardon my French. But I must share this. Also, on the previous page, it says at lightning speed, the flap-necked chameleon strikes an insect with its tongue, which can extend to a distance equal to the length of its body. Although totally harmless, its bite is regarded as deadly by many Gabonese. And what I was going to say is, at lightning speed in French, is in the translation is en un éclair. En un éclair. Éclair, en un éclair. At lightning speed. C'est caméléon commun d'Afrique. Beaucoup de Gabonais considèrent le morceau comme mortel, bien que les caméléons sont parfaitement inoffensifs. That's a just hatched African dwarf crocodile. The species is one of the world's smallest crocodiles. Adults may reach a maximum of 2 meters in length. All 3 African species of crocodiles, the dwarf, slender-snouted, and Nile, were recorded from the Gamba complex. And then above, mimicking a twig, the arboreal Kirtland's vine snake inflates its neck to intimidate attackers. Vine snakes have binocular vision with specially modified pupils to better recognize stationary prey, such as chameleons or other lizards. Theotornis kirklandi. Wow. A closer look. Vue de plus près. So I initially started this video because I was reading about the leatherback sea turtle. And I was also thinking about autistic people and how we have so many animal qualities. And the leatherback sea turtle. The sea turtle is also a primary spirit power animal of mine. And especially for this foreign travel, for international travel, for living a life without international boundaries. There's no better animal example than the sea turtle, especially if you want an animal example that's sea and water, which I do. I want an animal that can be both land and sea, and that can speak French too. La tour tu luth. Les plus grands reptiles vivants, la tortue loup, étaient sous la planète du temps des dinosaures. Il y a plus de 600 millions d'années. Leatherback sea turtle. Leatherback sea turtles are the largest reptiles on Earth and have existed for more than 65 million years before the fall of dinosaurs. And I wanted to make a video where I shared some thoughts around autism and spirituality and animal life. So, the equatorial western coast of Africa is the key to leatherback survival. Males never come ashore, and females spend only a few hours of their lives on land. But leatherbacks are critically endangered in part because of beach ban. Some southeastern Asian islands, an estimated 95% of the clutches are harvested for consumption by people. The Pacific Islands were once the primary breeding ground for these species, but scientists now believe the equatorial western coast of Africa is the key to leatherback survival. Leatherbacks also face battles at sea. Marine turtles are easily entangled and drowned in commercial fishing nets, then discarded as unprofitable by catch. These reptiles also mistakenly consume plastic bags for jellyfish. The Gabonese Republic and Republic of Congo have committed to protect large strips of beach habitat for leatherback nesting. Once proper patrols, community awareness, and scientific and international attention are in place, Luongo, Mayumba, and Konko-Tiduli national parks in the two countries will be able to help protect this important global elder. I wanted to speak on the subject, but I am feeling the subject, and I think that happens. And I also hope to be communicating with autistic people. So, I'm going to read this part of the caption. Gabon's pristine coast plays harbor to sea turtles stealing ashore at night to lay eggs. Of the dozens of eggs laid, nest raiding by crabs, mongoose, monitor lizards, and people reduces the survival rate of these ancient globe-spanning animals. Lost logs from forestry operations clutter the beach north of Gamba, a loss for foresters as well as for sea turtles blocked from nesting sites. And there's some images here of a lizard eating an egg. Very interesting looking sea turtles. They're very dark, black like leather. Near the ocean, interior animals find a rare gateway. to evening twilight never seen in the forest. It's a beautiful, beautiful picture of an elephant there on the beach. I'm writing a poem called Elephants on the Beach. If you want to finish it, I would love that. I would love to finish that poem for you. This book is by Carlton Ward Jr., Michelle Lee, Francisco Dalmier, Alfonso Alonso. Forewords by Gabon President Omar Bongo and U.S. Secretary of State Colin Powell. It's a beautiful, beautiful book. Would you like me to, in the next video, continue reading or just read right here? We're both watching, so I think that I'm just going to read right here. Sunlight washes across treetops, emerging from a contour of clouds. Leaf strata capture its radiance, transform it to life, and filter down diffuse twilight to thinly vegetated ground. Inside, dimness sharpens attention, sound, smell, concentration. Leaf shapes, at first just a tangle of trees, eventually differentiate. Greens fall apart. Trunks disband, and features stand out. Buttresses belong to ceiba, combustible resins to okume, elongated scales to paduk, barks reek of onion spice clay. Winds articulate. Fruits knob the ground, chewed on and left to become dirt, mixing death and regeneration. Decomposition means recreation, and these forests are dynamic works, structured and complex, vast, eternally breaking and building, patient, factual. They are built by the interactions of uncountable entities, working at immeasurable scales of space and time. Gabon's forest is part of the Guineo-Congolian rainforest of the Congo Basin, second only in size to the Amazon Basin. The forest ecosystem crosses political boundaries of Cameroon, Central African Republic, Republic of Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo, Equatorial Guinea, and Gabon. Population pressures, political instability, logging, illegal hunting, shifting agriculture, and industry are among the daily and unpredictable threats to forest biodiversity in the region. About 3/4 of Gabon's surface is covered in forest. Politically stable and lightly populated. Gabon faces fewer forest stressors than its neighbors, giving promise, but its old forest could still fall to axe and snare. Illegal logging and hunting, undefined or unenforced zoning, and poor land management are common threats to Gabonese forest and the biological richness within. Standing in the forest bowers, silent, with a lichen-crusted giants rising in hectares all around. The forest reminds you. Forest fruits split open in yellow-green balls on the ground. Delicate, white mushrooms sprout from old dung piles washed out by rain. Further down the trail, mud-stained trees record the heights of elephant backs that have stopped there to scratch. Great blue turquoise pump swishes of air, and back and forth cry a pair of pale-breasted Elidopsis hidden. Insects call excruciatingly, in rattles of snare and clips of wing, from everywhere at once. There is nothing you could notice twice. Up top, the sky shatters in diamonds of light, trying to enter this world. The coverage reminds you of the significance of this biome and its wild, complete refuge over Gabon. It reminds you of the enormous, precious rarity of the forest state and extent, and how precipitously, in fact, it could fall, should we not pay more attention. Flank striations and a white dorsal crest stripe the shaggy, water-resistant coat of a male Sitatunga. Only males bear horns, which spiral into white or yellow tips.